Imagine this. You're shopping in an exclusive, high-end store, dressed in simple clothes, and suddenly, the store manager slaps you in front of everyone. Sounds unbelievable, right? But that's exactly what happened to Lisa Johnson. But here's the twist. Lisa wasn't just any shopper. She's the billionaire CEO and owner of this entire store, and she's about to turn the tables in a way you'll never see coming. Stick around to find out how she takes control of the situation and teaches a powerful lesson in humility. Before we dive into this jaw-dropping story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our exciting videos. It was a day like any other at the luxury retail store, tucked in a high-end shopping district. The polished floors gleamed under the soft lighting, and the scent of fresh, high-quality leather lingered in the air. Shoppers browsed through the racks of designer clothes, while the employees, dressed in uniforms that matched the store's elegant atmosphere, moved about helping customers. Among the crowd was a woman named Lisa Johnson. She was quietly browsing through the boutique, her modest attire, a simple blouse, faded jeans, and a well-worn purse, belied the wealth and status she truly possessed. To any outsider, she seemed just like any other shopper, blending in seamlessly with the crowd. But unbeknownst to the store staff and customers around her, Lisa was not just another customer. Rebecca Miller, the store manager, was busy overseeing the store's operations. She was a woman who prided herself on the exclusivity of the store and its upscale clientele. When she noticed Lisa's attire, her first instinct was to profile her. Someone like her doesn't belong here, she thought, dismissing Lisa as an ordinary shopper who clearly couldn't afford the high-end fashion in the store. It wasn't the first time Rebecca had judged someone based on their appearance, but this time, her assumptions would have disastrous consequences. Rebecca approached Lisa with a condescending attitude, questioning her presence in the store. She treated Lisa like an intruder, offering her snide remarks about the clothing she was browsing. When Lisa showed interest in trying on a dress, Rebecca mocked her in front of other customers, making disparaging comments about her appearance and her old wallet. The judgment was clear. Rebecca had decided that Lisa was out of place, and she wasn't going to let her shop in peace. The store customers, picking up on Rebecca's tone, began to whisper among themselves. Some of them even joined in the humiliation, casting judgment and adding their own comments. Yet, despite the public humiliation, Lisa remained calm. She didn't react with anger or outrage. Instead, she gave a knowing smile, as if she knew something that no one else did. The other customers didn't understand, but Lisa was fully aware that this moment would soon turn into a game changer, one that would forever shift the power dynamics in that store. Little did Rebecca know, she had just made the biggest mistake of her life, misjudging someone who was about to show her just how wrong she truly was. Just hours before the confrontation in the store, Lisa Johnson, a poised and dignified 50-year-old black woman, had entered the boutique like any regular shopper. She wasn't wearing a designer outfit or any of the luxury brands that her store sold. Instead, she opted for something simple and understated. A casual blouse, a pair of jeans, and an unassuming handbag made her blend seamlessly into the crowd of shoppers. To any observer, Lisa appeared as though she was simply enjoying a quiet day at the store, perhaps looking for a new piece of clothing or indulging in some retail therapy. But what no one in the store could have known was that Lisa was far from an ordinary customer. Beneath her modest attire and calm demeanor was the owner of the very store she was shopping in. Lisa Johnson was not just a regular shopper. She was the billionaire CEO and founder of Prestige Brands, an empire of over 800 high-end retail outlets, each known for providing premium customer service and exclusive designer goods. This particular store, store number 47, was just one of many in her sprawling retail empire. She had built this company from the ground up, navigating countless challenges along the way, and transforming it into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. Despite her immense success, Lisa was known for her humility. She had never been one to flaunt her wealth or make a spectacle of her status. She preferred to remain out of the spotlight, allowing her company's success to speak for itself. On this day, however, she wasn't here to shop for herself. Lisa had entered the store for a much more important reason. She was conducting a surprise inspection to evaluate the store's operations and, more importantly, the quality of customer service provided by the staff. Lisa had built her empire on a foundation of excellence, and she expected nothing less from her stores. She wanted to ensure that every customer, no matter who they were, received the VIP treatment that her brand stood for. With the quiet confidence of someone who had earned their place at the top, Lisa blended into the background, observing her employees and the service they were offering. But her quiet presence would soon become the source of a major turning point in the day, a turning point that would completely change the power dynamics within the store. Little did the employees know, Lisa's unassuming appearance was masking a sharp, calculated mind ready to uncover any flaws in her business. What started as a casual visit would soon turn into a lesson in respect, humility, and the importance of never underestimating anyone based on their outward appearance. Rebecca Miller, the store manager, had no clue who Lisa Johnson was. As she walked through the store, Lisa's simple and unflashy attire, an everyday blouse, a pair of jeans, and an old wallet, didn't scream billionaire to Rebecca. Instead, it triggered a series of assumptions in Rebecca's mind. To her, Lisa was just another regular customer who likely couldn't afford the designer dresses that filled the racks. Rebecca's insecurities began to show. As the manager of a high-end retail store, she prided herself on serving the elite, the ones who could afford the exorbitant prices and make her store a success. But Lisa didn't fit the mold, and so Rebecca decided to act on her assumptions. She moved toward Lisa with a judgmental gaze, her tone dripping with condescension. "Are you sure you're in the right place?" she asked, her voice loud enough for a few nearby customers to overhear. When Lisa, unfazed by the rude tone, showed interest in trying on an expensive dress, Rebecca's sarcasm became even sharper. "You'll never be able to afford that," she remarked coldly, glancing at Lisa's worn wallet as if it was some kind of public declaration of her worth. The store manager's words stung, but they were not. Despite the shameful spectacle, Lisa remained composed. She didn't flinch or lash out in anger. Instead, she stood tall, a calm smile crossing her face. What Rebecca and the others didn't realize was that Lisa had seen enough. She knew that this moment of cruelty would be their undoing, not hers. As the mockery continued, Lisa's quiet confidence spoke volumes. She wasn't just going to let it slide. This was going to be a moment of reckoning, one that would make sure everyone would learn a valuable lesson about respect, humility, and never judging a book by its cover. The humiliation, however painful in the moment, would only make the revelation that much sweeter. Lisa's plan was already in motion, and soon the tables would be turned. What Rebecca and the rest of the store staff didn't realize was that Lisa had been quietly recording the entire interaction on her phone. From the moment Rebecca made her first condescending remark, Lisa had discreetly activated her phone's recording feature, capturing every mocking word, every dismissive sneer, and every humiliating comment made by the staff and the customers who joined in. As Rebecca escalated the situation, taunting Lisa about her worn wallet and belittling her for daring to try on an expensive dress, Lisa kept her cool, knowing that she was gathering evidence that would soon turn the tide in her favor. And when Rebecca slapped Lisa in a moment of frustration and forcibly escorted her out of the store, Lisa never lost her composure. Her calm demeanor remained intact, but inside, she knew that this would be the pivotal moment when everything would change. Once outside the store, Lisa wasted no time. She immediately reached for her phone and dialed her assistant, Chris Parker. Her voice was steady, but there was an unmistakable edge of authority. "Chris, I need you to bring the legal documents, the security footage, and all the ownership papers for store number 47. Also, make sure to give me the footage from today's incident. We need it all, and we need it now," she instructed. She wasn't going to let this incident slide. Lisa had worked too hard for her empire, building it from the ground up, and she wasn't about to let anyone, especially someone like Rebecca, disrespect her and her brand without facing the consequences. Lisa had every intention of making sure that Rebecca, as well as everyone involved in humiliating her, learned a hard lesson. This wasn't just about defending her own dignity. It was about showing her employees, her customers, and the world that respect and professionalism would always be upheld in her stores. Shortly after the incident, a corporate team from prestige brands, including high-level executives, arrived at store number 47. They were there to address the situation and ensure that everything was handled swiftly and professionally. Lisa, who had remained calm and composed throughout the ordeal, walked back into the store with a quiet authority. She was not only the CEO of the company, but also its visionary founder, the one who had built this empire from the ground up. As Lisa stepped into the store, a palpable silence fell over the employees and customers who were still present. Her presence commanded attention, but it was the moment of truth that would shake everyone to their core. With a calm and steady voice, Lisa revealed her true identity to the staff, making it clear that she was not just any random customer who had been humiliated. She was, in fact, the billionaire founder and CEO of the company that owned the very store they stood in. Rebecca, who had been so quick to judge Lisa, stood frozen in shock. Her earlier confidence and entitlement crumbled in an instant. Her jaw dropped, realizing the grave mistake she had made. The humiliation she had inflicted on Lisa now seemed like a distant memory, replaced by the crushing realization of her own error. Without hesitation, Lisa took decisive action. Rebecca, who had acted with such cruelty, was immediately terminated from her position and banned from all prestige brands locations. The message was clear: no one was above the company's core values of respect and professionalism. Two other employees, Maria and Amber, who had joined in the public shaming, were also let go for their involvement. Tyler, who had silently witnessed the mistreatment, was demoted as a consequence of his failure to intervene. The customers who had mocked Lisa, thinking she was an ordinary shopper, were also banned from all prestige brand stores across the country. It was a powerful statement about integrity and respect. Lisa had turned a moment of humiliation into a public lesson in humility, and her actions left a lasting impact on everyone who witnessed the events unfold. What began as a moment of humiliation for Lisa Johnson turned into a powerful statement about how people should treat others, regardless of their appearance. It was a clear reminder that we should never judge someone based on their outward appearance or make assumptions about their worth. Lisa Johnson didn't need to flaunt her wealth or status. She simply showed that integrity, confidence, and the ability to stay calm in the face of adversity are what truly matter. In the end, the lesson was simple: never underestimate anyone, because you never know who they really are. If you found this story as shocking and empowering as we did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible stories. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss a moment of unexpected twists and inspiring tales. Thanks for watching.